LBBW. Up to date.
A very warm welcome to our latest episode of LBBW Up to Date. Today we are focusing on the situation in the United States. Therefore, I'm speaking with Len Crann. He is head of America's region of LBBW and he lives in New York City, one of the hot spots of the corona crisis right now in the world. My second interview partner is Kevin Heidenreich. He is an expert for US foreign trade and he works for the Association of German Chambers of Industry and Commerce. And LBBW chief economist Uwe Burkert will give us his insights into the socioeconomic impact the virus has in the United States. But let's begin with Len Crann. How do you personally deal with this situation? How are your days looking right now?
Personally, just trying to stay healthy, spending more time with the family, and trying to obviously adhere to the social distancing guidelines. But I'm also spending a lot of time thinking about our employees and our work responsibilities. And so whether I'm here in the office working or at home, we're just trying to make sure that we're maintaining our responsibilities and working. And I really miss working with the employees. I look forward to when we can all be in the office again.
What do you see when you look out of the window? What is going on in New York?
Currently, the streets are very quiet. There are very few cars on the streets and very few people. And it's something that I obviously have never seen before. And it's a very strange feeling. In other parts of the city, where they're dealing more with the coronavirus near the hospitals and the residential areas, the situation is a little bit more intense. But here it's very quiet in Midtown Manhattan.
How do the New Yorkers cope with this situation right now?
New York has a great spirit. People are pulling together and working together to try to overcome this. They are really doing a great job of adhering to the policy guidelines of social distancing and staying at home. And I think people are really, looking forward to just doing their part to make sure that we can all pull through this together. People are also giving a lot of appreciation to the workers, to the first responders and healthcare workers who are, really risking their health on a daily basis to help the patients. And I think that's really a unifying spirit here in Manhattan.
The US administration brought a $2.3 trillion rescue package on the way. What do you think is needed beyond that?
I think the rescue package will help. And, I really assume that additional relief will be necessary. But to me, I think the most important thing is to, be able to manage the virus. Hopefully, over time, the virus will, wane in its intensity here. And to me, the most important thing is getting the country opened up again. We have to get people back to work. We have to get the stores opened again. We have to get businesses open again. We need to get people working together again. We need to get travel. I think that, while the relief is important, I think there's no substitute for opening up the economy again. And we have to get in that situation as soon as possible.
Now I'm connected to Kevin Heidenreich from the Association of German Chambers of Industry and Commerce. Mr. Heidenreich, how are the trade relationships between Germany and the United States regarding the corona crisis?
Well, there are a lot of problems regarding the trade between the US and Germany and Europe as a whole right now. Between Germany and the US, we saw a rise in exports last year. The US is still our biggest trading partners. But now, because of the corona crisis, of course, trade is going down. There's a lot of production that is on hold right now. There are less goods that are shipped over the Atlantic Ocean. And this will continue and will be even worse when the crisis really affects the economies on both sides, Germany and the US, because then there will be less demands for German products, especially for investment goods like machinery and cars. So a lot of German companies right now are concerned about the effects of lower demand.
Will the US administration stick to its way of protectionism?
We see a rise in protectionism through this crisis. And the fear that the German companies have is a little bit that even after the crisis, all these protectionism measures, all these trade barriers will still be there. And so there's a danger that this corona crisis will lead to a protectionism crisis.
What ways do you see to improve the economic relationships between Germany and the US, or the US and Europe?
The business relations between the US and Germany and Europe overall is pretty good. German companies are doing good business in the US. There are over 5,000 German companies in the United States. They employ around 1 million people in the United States. German products are high in demand by US companies and US consumers. So the business relations overall are good. What the problem is the trade restrictions and the trade barriers that were implemented in the last couple of months and years on both sides, the US and countermeasures from the European side. So this is a big problem for the trade relations right now. And the hope is that at one point we find a way back into negotiation about trade agreements and about lifting all these trade restrictions and trade barriers.
Next, I'm speaking with Uwe Burkert, the Chief Economist of LBBW. Herr Burkert, die US-Regierung hat jetzt ein 2,3 Billionen Dollar Hilfspaket geschnürt. Kann mit diesem Geld überhaupt die Wirtschaft stabilisiert werden? Wo kommt das an?
In erster Linie ist es dazu da, sowohl bei Unternehmen als auch bei Privatpersonen das Kritischste zu vermeiden, und zwar die Pleiten bei Unternehmen, aber auch die Insolvenzen bei Privaten. In den USA gibt es kein vergleichbares Arbeitslosengeld wie bei uns. Das heißt, über 1 Billion Dollar sind notwendig, um den Amerikanern die Möglichkeit zu geben oder zu erhalten, einkaufen gehen zu können. Und deshalb ist es natürlich eine Sofortmaßnahme, die aber keine Multiplikatoreffekte hat, sondern einfach nur diese Basis stabilisiert, um wirtschaftlich wieder wachsen zu können, um einen Anstoß zu geben, bräuchte es zusätzlich staatliche Nachfrage nach Gütern im Baubereich oder bei anderen Themen. Und deshalb erwarten wir auch weitere Hilfsprogramme seitens der USA, die natürlich insgesamt sehr teuer werden.
Ist das ein Thema, das sich vielleicht nach der Krise durchsetzen könnte? Eben Arbeitnehmerschutz und eine Form des Kurzarbeitergelds, Arbeitslosengelds, Arbeitslosenhilfe?
Das ist momentan eine ganz große Frage, und letztendlich wird vielleicht dann doch die Wahl im November zu einer Richtungswahl zwischen den Demokraten, die dieses Thema eher nach vorne bringen wollen, und den Republikanern, die jetzt notgedrungen das größte Sozialunterstützungsprogramm aller Zeiten in Amerika beschlossen haben. Ich glaube schon, dass die Amerikaner auch wegen dem Risiko, was sie jetzt gesehen haben, und der Unsicherheit, die es bis dahin sicher noch geben wird, ihre Stimme schon auch demjenigen geben, der eine größere soziale Unterstützung versprechen wird.
Conclusion. Rescue package of 2.3 trillion US dollars without multiplication effect can only stabilize in the short term. Proposal on worker protection and unemployment benefits could influence US elections. In these days, an update is essential for information and knowledge. That was it for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy.